Congratulations! You found your dream home and you're ready to make an offer. But before you get too excited, there's one more important thing that you need to know about: closing costs. In this video, I'll give you a quick rundown on what closing costs are, how much they typically cost, and a few tips for reducing them. Closing costs are the fees and expenses you pay when buying a home. So these are separate from the down payment and vary depending on the property's location, the type of mortgage, and the lender. Now, most closing costs are usually paid at the closing, which is the final step in the home buying process. But there's a couple of expenses that are sometimes paid out of pocket before the closing that you should be aware of. And I'm going to share those with you here shortly. Recurring costs are ongoing expenses that you'll continue to pay even after you close on the home. This includes things like properties taxes, homeowners insurance, and any HOA fees if they apply to your new home. Non-recurring costs, on the other hand, are one-time expenses related to the purchase of the property. This includes things like title insurance, appraisal fees, and attorney fees. Now, for the expenses that are typically paid prior to closing are the home inspection costs, if you choose to have one conducted, and that can range anywhere from about $300 to $700, and the appraisal fee, which only applies if you're taking out a mortgage to purchase the property. And it's basically the fee to pay the appraiser to come out to the property to confirm the value before the lender grants you the loan to purchase it. And that can typically range from $300 to $500. And before we move on to how much you can expect to pay in closing costs, if you're finding value in these videos, please smash the like and subscribe buttons below. Okay, closing costs can vary significantly depending on the property location and the lender. But as a general rule of thumb, closing costs typically range from 2 to 5% of the purchase price. So for example, the average price of a home here in Rhode Island is $350,000. So if you were buying a $350,000 home, you can expect to pay between $7,000 and $17,500 in closing costs. Now, we know that closing costs can be overwhelming for some folks, so here's some tips to help you reduce them. Tip number one is shop around different lenders. Different lenders have different closing costs and different fees, so it's always good to compare. Tip number two is negotiate with the seller. Sometimes sellers may be willing to cover some or all of the closing costs. And tip number three is consider a no closing cost mortgage. All right, this allows you to roll the closing costs into the loan, but keep in mind that this will increase your monthly mortgage payment a bit. All right, so there you have it, guys, a quick rundown on closing costs. Remember, these costs are essential to the home buying process, so it's super important to plan and budget accordingly. I hope this video was helpful, and if you ever have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. As always, thanks for checking out the content. My name is David Cherry, and remember to live your life by design, not by default.